Here at Donington, Dominic Jackson leads the final race of the weekend in the Radical Challenge, but he's being chased as there you have a spin coming out of the old hairpin for John Cordwell by Jerome de Sadelier. John Cordwell hooks a gear, carries on, but these are the race leaders. Dominic Jackson, it is, up front, comfortably up front earlier on in the weekend, but he's had to fight his way through to the front in this race, and de Sadelier wants the lead back. There are plenty of fights going on lower down the order. Now Barry Liversidge in the red car is about to be lapped, or is he? Because Spencer Bourne gets it all wrong, and badly wrong, because he bounces off the barriers coming out of the chicane, and that could well be the race over for him. The race leader then goes through 15 laps in the book in this 50-minute race. The projection is maybe about 40 laps or so, but there Peter Tyler goes through. The pit window has opened, but Spencer Bourne's car off the road coming out of the chicane. I'm not convinced he's going to drive away from there. Let's see what develops next. Yellow flag covers it. It's at pit in, but it's in an awkward place, and the clerk of the course may decide that this needs to be covered by a safety car. Yes, there are the boards. So safety car is going to be deployed. Safety car is scrambled. Has it picked up the race leader? There is Jerome de Sadelier going through. I don't think it has picked up the race leader, so unless Dominic Jackson pitted when I wasn't looking. So let's just see. We have got cars in the pits. So there you've got John Hindhoff, who's a lap down. He's the man that's been picked up by the safety car. So in the haste to get the race pace down, safety car is scrambled. Dominic Jackson had made his pit stop, so that means as he rejoins that the race leader is going to go to be Jerome de Sadelier once more, so it's him that needs to be behind the safety car. But that is not yet what is happening. You've got two back markers there, out of position. Everybody else that's taken an early pit stop now comes back onto the circuit, but Jerome de Sadelier potentially is going to lose out, depending on how long the safety car is on the track for. Right, he now pits. Others bail for the pit road. And the safety car turns its way through Redgate with Grant Dalton and I think Barry Liversidge being the two that have stayed out and are now in the queue behind the safety car. So there the rest of the stoppers get back on track. And so we are ready to go again with Jack Constable now ahead of Dominic Jackson. Down towards the chicane, Jack Constable, then Dominic Jackson, then it's Brian Murphy running third on the road. Jerome de Sadelier next up. The green flags will wave. We're in business once more. Jack Constable accelerates now down towards Redgate corner. Dominic Jackson tucked up behind him, and Brian Murphy trying to defend there. Look, it's not Jerome de Sadelier behind him, apologies. It's number 66, which is Brian Cordwell. So de Sadelier has got a lot of work to do now to get himself back into the mix as the leaders plunge downhill once more. The top two on the road having escaped quite markedly now. Brian Murphy, experienced driver, runs third. Remember, everybody with the same type of car in this race, so it's down to your ability as a driver, down to the team's preparation and how well you and the team work together to get the optimum out of the combination. Through Coppice, Dominic Jackson throwing everything at this. He wants a second win of the weekend. He wants another endurance victory, and he's inching up onto the back here of Jack Constable. Coming down now towards the chicane. Down through the gears, turn right, flick left. Dance over the curb, and then it's down towards Redgate. Is Jackson going to be able to make a move? He's closing up, no question about it, as they go down towards the tightening right-hander. He looks to the inside line. There's not quite a radical's width, so he goes to the outside. Wide in, tight out might be the master plan here. Tries to get up the inside. The door is closed. It was through the craners that he very bravely got the lead away from de Sadelier, but Jack Constable is arresting his progress here. Down through the craners they come, elbows out. That becomes a very wide car in the lead, and Dominic Jackson hasn't yet found an answer to it. Up towards Schwantz Curve they come once more. The two race leaders with Brian Murphy running in third spot, and Jackson being a little bit delayed now. Jack Constable not doing anything wrong. He's the race leader. He's perfectly entitled to defend, and defend he is. Which way does Jackson go now? Looks up the inside, can't do it there either. Jack Constable hangs on to the advantage. Brian Murphy, though, is getting right up with them, and potentially this leading line is set to grow. Brian Murphy even challenging on the outside line. Constable is the cork in the bottle here. Jackson thinks about the inside. Oh, so nearly committed. He's up the curve, he's over the curve, he's back on again. But Constable is still the race leader as they come over the line. And you can see the queue behind is getting longer and longer and longer. Down through Redgate. This time, the challenge is on the inside line for third place. Brian Cordwell goes through, but he goes wide. And Brian Murphy comes back at him. So up front at the moment, race leader Jack Constable not getting away. He is being given a very hard time by Dominic Jackson. And now they sprint their way once more up towards McLean's corner. And where is the next change in this leading group going to come from? The two race leaders are together as they go now through Coppice. Rather encouragingly, 31 Rod Goodman going well. There's the next change because sliding off the road is number 66 Brian Cordwell. He's through the gravel, he's all over the grass, but he's going to get back on, whereas off the road is John Cordwell. Not a good lap for the Cordwells this. John is off at the old hairpin. Is he going to be able to get back into the race? He should be able to, albeit rather badly delayed. Race leaders side by side. Jackson on the outside line. He's going to do it this time. Yes, swoops around the outside, up the curb, but he comes out ahead. An excellent move that. Dominic Jackson bravely round the outside. Jack Constable gave him just enough racing room, and so now it is Dominic Jackson who hits the front, and he's going to try to get away as he comes down the hill. Jack Constable runs second, powering up towards Schwantz curve. Can he fight back? I suspect he's going to drop away a little bit now. Back markery ahead. John Cordwell, I think, who's going to be negotiated soon by Dominic Jackson, the race leader, trying to build that gap all the while now. Through they turn, and the race leader should be able to dive up the inside, but Jack Constable is coming back at him. Constable gets the draft, gets the toe, gets the line on the outside, but it's not really the place to be, so Dominic Jackson fends him off, but only just coming into the chicane. Fair play to Jack Constable. It's his first weekend of racing radicals. He's throwing everything at this. Dominic Jackson, the reigning champion, is under huge pressure now. Through on the inside line. Puts a lap on Cordwell. Out of Redgate. Constable trying to stay with him. We've just lost Marcello Malatioso from the race, having also been given a penalty for track limit abuse. Other penalties are flying. And we're going to have to factor these in as the race nears its close and start to work out who's going to finish where. Now, what about the progress of Jerome de Sadelier? He is trying to work his way through the order still, and his next target is John McLeod. There, Brian Murphy goes through to put a lap on John Cordwell's black car. The race leaders then come from Coppice down to the chicane. Can Constable get the toe this time around, or was it the traffic helping him on the previous lap? C28 Elliot Goodman going through. He's having a good run in this final race of the weekend as well. There's the lead gap. You can see that at the moment it doesn't really look as though it's going to come down on this lap, at least between the two of them, but Constable might well be spurred on now because Brian Murphy, having a great run, is not that far behind him, and Elliot Goodman is about to lose out because Jerome de Sadelier challenges as they come over the timing line. De Sadelier, number 5, should go through. The 360 racing car picks up one place. The next car ahead, the black car of John Cordwell, is a back marker anyway, so that's just going to put a lap on him. So the next real target's going to be Brian Murphy. There's De Sadelier through on the inside, picks up the place. But De Sadelier has also had repeated track limit warnings, and his penalty is going to be 15 seconds. So Jerome De Sadelier inevitably is going to fall back once the penalty is applied. He's pushing and he's trying to build up a cushion over everybody else, but it might all unravel post-race, I'm afraid, for him. He's still charging as best he can. In the meantime, Dominic Jackson is looking good for a race win here. The line of traffic has, you can see, 28 Elliot Goodman, the former carter for Raw Motorsports, coming down at the chicane, but he's stuck now behind John Cordwell. Out of the chicane they come. Rod Goodman's blue car surviving the rigours of this race, which is good to see. Is next up behind the number 14 John McLeod car, and down they come towards Redgate, and on the inside line Rod Goodman has a tentative look, doesn't really commit to it, mindful that Jason Rishover is behind him there, look, and he's right on his tail looking for a way by. Dominic Jackson, though, is going to win both endurance races this weekend at Donington. A great effort as he powers his way now out of the chicane, up towards the timing line, and Dominic Jackson will win. Second on the road is Jerome de Sadelier, but where will 15 seconds drop him? Let's see. Tick, tick, tick. Here comes Jack Constable. Is he going to be within 15 seconds? Yes, he is. Jack Constable breaks the beam, and he will be second. Jerome de Sadelier third on the corrected times. The rest of the field comes streaming through the chicane. Elliot Goodman is set for fourth, Brian Murphy fifth, and John McLeod, who gets a 5-second penalty for track limits, will be classified sixth provisionally. This is how the results look at the end of race 3 at Donington. Dominic Jackson, the race winner from Jack Constable, and then Jerome de Sadelier. Elliot Goodman, a great fourth ahead of Brian Murphy. John McLeod coming home in 6th place. Dominic Jackson leaves Donington as the championship leader. Behind him, Jerome de Sadelier, and then Jack Constable in third at the end. An excellent weekend.
Yeah, firstly it was close between Jerome and I just managed to do him through crane curves, which isn't easy. And then when we came out after the safety car, I had Jack in front of me, and I knew we had some pace on Jack, so it was just trying to pick the right point. Yeah, great start to the season.
I had a little more action than I really wanted or needed, to be honest. Going down to Redgate, the first right-hander off the rolling start, right in the middle of the pack, starting 11th today, and well inside the braking zone when somebody behind me decided that it wasn't the braking zone. Not malicious, absolutely not. It's not that type of championship, but spun me onto the grass. I took out a couple of marker boards, but somehow, I think as much by good luck rather than good management, I managed to keep it out of the wall. What I'd like to take away from this weekend and the Radical SR3 Challenge here at Donington Park is, please can I come and do it again, because I've been really impressed with everything and how the whole weekend's gone. The works guys have run the car absolutely perfectly, and everything from top to bottom, from sign-on, the scrutineers. It's a proper family atmosphere, really competitive out on the track, but it's fun, it's fast, and in terms of the performance that you have for the money that's going into this, there can't be anything better in the world of motorsport.